Have you ever wondered what Jacksonville, Oregon has to offer? Maybe you're considering a move here and you want to know more. Well, let's dive into some details. Hey everyone, my name is Simona Fino and welcome to Living Southern Oregon. In this video, I'll be sharing things to know before you make a move to Jacksonville. Now, as always, I have a little something special to share at the end of the video, so please stay till the end. Jacksonville is located about 15 minutes west of Medford. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that there are two parts to Jacksonville. So you have downtown and then you have the rural properties that extend out into the Applegate Valley. Pretty much all Applegate Valley properties have a Jacksonville address. So if you're considering a move and you're starting to look for homes, just keep in mind that if it has a Jacksonville address, it doesn't necessarily mean it's in town. Now, for the most part, the information I'm sharing here is going to be referring to downtown Jacksonville, but I am going to be referencing Applegate Valley as well. Now, one of the first things to know about Jacksonville is that it is a small town and it is chock full of history. It was established during the gold rush in the 1850s, so many of the buildings date back to the 1800s. The town is even listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, the preserved architecture is definitely part of what makes Jacksonville so quaint and adds to its charm. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Jacksonville's history, just visit the historic Jacksonville Courthouse because that is now a museum. Another fun way to engage with the history is to do things like attend the Victorian Christmas Parade, which took place this morning. Or you can do something like take a trolley ride around town. They have this trolley that narrates history and visits some of the historic sites. Now, one of the things that I personally love about Jacksonville is its proximity to some of the bigger towns. So you get to have this quiet small town feel, but you're within a 15 to 30 minute drive of some of the more populated areas. Jacksonville is a really close-knit community. It's got a small town vibe, so just keep that in mind. You're going to be seeing people you know, you're going to get to know shop owners, you're going to recognize folks as you are at events like the farmers market or other local events. Now, if you're a wine lover, Jacksonville is a fabulous spot to be. So it's in the heart of the Rogue Valley, which is of course famous for its amazing vineyards and wineries. You're going to find a ton of tasting rooms in downtown, plus several wineries just on the outskirts. Now, some of the more popular spots are Daisy Creek Vineyards, and they're known for their award-winning wines. South Stage Cellars, that's located in a historic building right in town, and they have a super cute little garden space. Remotion is a favorite of mine, and they're located in the historic Orth House, and they host some really fun events, music, and special dinners. Hummingbird Estate is another spot that's just on the outskirts of town, and it has gorgeous views and delicious wine. And then you've got a 15-minute drive to the Applegate Valley, where you're going to find even more wineries. So yeah, if you love wine, Jacksonville is a fabulous place to be. Another thing I love about Jacksonville is that it's surrounded by nature, which makes it a great place for outdoor activities. There are 16 miles of hiking in the Jacksonville woodlands. That's just behind the Brit, so it's walking distance of downtown. The Forest Park Trail system is only 2 miles outside of town. Then you've got Applegate Valley, where you're going to find even more hiking trails, and you'll get access to the Applegate River at places like Cantrell Buckley Park. Now, if you're wanting a lake adventure, just head up to the Applegate Lake, which is about 35 minutes from downtown. And then of course there's plenty of road biking, which I love, and mountain biking as well. Now, Jacksonville also has a pretty decent art and cultural scene, and that is in big part to the Brit Music and Arts Festival, which is held every summer. Now, this festival features world-class musicians and performers with everything from classical, jazz, country, pop, folk music. They kind of have it all. They also feature programs and events for kids. And best of all, it's this gorgeous amphitheater located on a hillside, which gives you these beautiful views while you're enjoying the music. And if you like to create art, I highly recommend that you visit Miner's Bazaar. Rosie, the owner, she's just created this super charming space in a historic home. They offer food, wine, a beer, and then you can sit down and create your own art, or she has these little packaged art things that you can buy. It's awesome, so definitely check that place out. Now, one thing to keep in mind about Jacksonville is that it is expensive. The median home price is about $550,000, which is right up there with Ashland prices. Rentals are expensive and few and far between. The only grocery store in town is Ray's, which is a good spot for last-minute things, but too expensive for regular shopping. And most people end up going to Medford for their shopping, and the same thing for gas because it's just too expensive in Jacksonville. Now you combine all that with limited job opportunities and you might find yourself priced out, so definitely research that. Now Jacksonville tends to attract families and retirees. Now it's a great place for families because it has some great schools and it's got that small town vibe. Now, if you don't mind driving to Medford, then you can go for the high schools there, and that's something to keep in mind because there are no high schools in Jacksonville. Now for retirees, there's easy access to medical care in Medford, though I'm going to point out that I keep hearing that the medical care here is not so good. It is just not up to par when compared to bigger cities, and it's very hard for us to get good providers. So if you're looking to move here and you need medical care, just consider that. And I've been told it's a good idea to keep a good connection to your current providers because you might need to rely on them. So look at the providers here locally, see if they're going to meet your needs, and then also just expect that if you're needing to see a specialist, it's going to take a really long time, or you're going to have to go back to your old provider or get to a bigger city. All right, the other downside here is fire and smoke. Now, this is something to consider because if you are living kind of in the more rural, wooded areas of Jacksonville, that's where you're going to need to prepare for potential fire. Smoke is what it is. We can never predict what's going to come our way, right? A nearby fire could bring smoke, and it sucks when it happens because sometimes it lasts only a day or two, and that's okay. But sometimes it can last for days or even weeks. Before I share the special tidbit I have for you, will you please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel? Because when you do, it helps get my videos out to more folks who are wanting to learn more about Southern Oregon. All right, thank you for that. All right, now on to my special tidbit. Definitely go check out the Jacksonville Cemetery. This spot is often overlooked by visitors, but it's a hidden gem. Not only if you're a history buff, but just the views. I mean, the views from up there are absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful, peaceful place to go take a walk. And again, there's a lot of history there. So if you want to learn more, look at the Friends of the Jacksonville Cemetery website and you can find out about some of their events. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you're considering a move to this area, or if you live here and you're thinking about selling, I'd be honored to help you. You can reach me at 541-326-2552. All right, I will see you next time.